I have been wondering which are the good planets in a person's kundali and the bad planets in a person's kundali. A lot of people fear the planet Saturn or Rahu or Ketu, but I don't know how to think about it. What do you think about which are the bad planets or good planets in a person's kundali?
Okay, very interesting question, but I would like to look at it in a very different way. I've heard a lot of people saying certain planets are good and certain planets are bad. Okay, looking at its naturally being a planet naturally being malefic or benefic, mm, maybe if you look at planets like Jupiter, Venus, or Moon, they are considered naturally benefic, and planets like Saturn, Mars, or Ketu, or Rahu, they are considered naturally benefic. Sorry, malefic, and you know, planets like Sun is talked upon as little cruel, and Mercury, you can put him under naturally uh, benefic, but sometimes it also takes the tattva of the planet in which planet with which it sits. So Mercury is that way very neutral. It's a very neutral planet. But you must have seen that when I was talking about planets like Saturn, Mars, Ketu, and Rahu. I should have told that it is naturally malefic, but then first it came as naturally benefic in my when I said, and it was a slip of a tongue. But then I truly don't believe that any planet is naturally good or bad. See, every planet has a role it has got to play. Like again, getting into the functional aspects of it, a naturally malefic planet can become functionally benefic in somebody's chart. Now we have to get into more details, like depending on which houses the planet owns, if it is becoming a yoga karaka, or even a functional naturally benefic planet can also turn functionally malefic in a particular person's chart. So all these things are possible, but just to understand what are planets and what they actually do. See, planets have their natural energies, and each planet has got its factors and attributes that they are connected to. So those planets, depending on the planet's position in a person's birth chart, they start giving those results. Now what are those results? Why are they coming? See, if you believe in the concept of prarabdha, unresolved energies, that is karma, a person is supposed to learn certain lessons, and it has to be so. All you take these planets, all these planets as teachers. Some of them are soft softer teachers who are teaching you, even like we say Jupiter. Even when Jupiter hits, he hits with a golden wand, we say, with a golden stick. But people fear planets like Saturn and Ketu and Rahu because they are more intense. Now when they are teaching you something, they teach it, they're little more stricter teachers. That doesn't mean that they're bad teachers. If you look at the actual aspect of their actual the reason why they, in a way you can say that they really want you to learn it completely, not leave it for another time. So when some in Saturn's Mahadasha, or say Sadisati, the 7.5 year period, if somebody is having a difficult time, that means that there could be many reasons. By looking at the chart, you can understand things like Ashtak Varga is from the Ashtak Varga point system. You can understand somebody's Sadisati, how it's going to be, or based on how which houses he owns, and various other transiting positions, you can understand how somebody Sadhisati or Mahadasha is going to go when it comes to Saturn. But in general, you know, they have their natural methods. They are slightly stricter teachers, and they would like to, a person to learn the lesson in a more stronger way. They that is how they generally teach. So coming back to the question that you asked, are there good planets or bad planets? I would say no planets are bad. Every planet is there for a reason. They are trying to teach you some things. When the teacher says, you're supposed to do things accordingly, or you learn those lessons, so one needs to align oneself to the energies of that planet. And how do you see that from a chart? You see it from the placement. In each individual will have the planet sitting in a different rashi or nakshatram or a house. So accordingly, that person's prarabdha is there. So technically, if you ask me, a lot of people say Saturn is difficult, it is tough, but I would say it is one of the most beautiful planets. He's the god of justice. He's karmadikari. He has his own style. He comes across as a very tough teacher, but then he's a beautiful teacher because he helps you clear your karma, whatever unresolved energies, whatever bad karmas, he cleans it up. During his period, he cleans it up. So he does a review process of your older karmas, and accordingly he'll give the results in his period. So he's a very just planet. It is very unfortunate to see that people fear justice. See, one can only expect that the results for that person has actually done. You cannot always have good times, even if you were not just. You cannot expect justice from the teacher or from the judge if you have not been just. It doesn't. The system doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't work like that. So that way, if you ask me, Ketu is a very, very different planet. It has got a very different energy. So a lot of people during Ketu Mahadasha or Ketu's Antardasha, Ketu spirit, they go through a lot of loneliness. Now they learn the concept of detachment sometimes in a very different way, in a tougher way. Now he's only trying to say one thing, that Ketu is trying to say that it is all about going within, understanding who you are, what is the purpose of your life, what is the reason why you exist. And sometimes it is also trying to say that all that you see around you, all the maya that you see around you is non-existent, or probably doesn't make much of a sense. It is only to show you your purpose, your true meaning, and your connection with the divine. So that is why sometimes what happens is during the Mahadasha, not sometimes, almost every chart we have seen, during Ketu's period, he puts you across intense detachment. It could be detachment, it could be forceful detachment. Sometimes it is good to see that if Ketu's Mahadasha is coming, or a period is coming, transitory period is coming, or any other Antardasha is coming, it is good to be prepared. If you know how to read your chart, or if you can get it read through somebody, then you get prepared, and accordingly you understand where you need to practice that detachment, depending on where he's sitting and where he's aspecting. So if you ask me any good planet, bad planet, I would differ with the normal style in which people speak, that certain planets are good or bad. Every planet is there for a reason, and they are only showing us the path. We are all traveling in a path. We have to reach somewhere, this life, next life. There are so many times that we are born, if you believe in that concept, and the prarabdhas need to be taken up. The whole sanchita karma is there. you have to clear your karma and you have to keep going forward. And so that way, if you look at the concept of good and bad planets, I would you know say that every planet is good. It's just that the planet is soft, maybe some cases, in some cases, and some other planets are a little tougher in nature. There are no good or bad planets that way.
So I heard about Prarabdha and Sanchita karma. Can you tell me what are the types of karma and what exactly is karmic alignment?
Hmm. Okay, so very interesting question. Now, karma is a see. Karma is a lot of people think of it as a punishment or something, but no, karma is just a cosmic teacher. It's a system which is in place, which is telling us how to uh, align ourselves to the highest cause. How to find ourselves and go in that path wherein we achieve, or we can go in the path towards divine. Now, okay, there are four types of karma if you look at it that way. One is the sanchita karma, all the lives that somebody has lived, all the karmas that we have accumulated, good, bad, everything accumulates, and the whole set of karma is the sanchita karma. It's sanchit, it is accumulated karma.
Okay.
Now, out of that, we take a small portion out of the whole sanchita accumulated karma. That small portion, or that small uh, prarabdha that we take for that particular lifetime, that prarabdha is seen in one's astrological chart. So we are all born to clear that prarabdha. We take the whole sanchita, say we'll take a little part of it, we call it prarabdha, and that is seen through one's chart. So each planet sitting in a certain rashi or a house, that is based on the prarabdha of that person, and that is how we need to live that particular life. That is the purpose of that life, and we understand that that is the actual essence of astrology. We need to understand what the planet is speaking to us. Planet is trying to tell us, this is your prarabdha, you clear it, you live your life in this way, and that is the true purpose. Now, the third type of karma is the kriyamana karma. That is the karma that you are doing right now.
In this
So,
lifetime.
yes, during this lifetime, whatever karma, whatever actions that you are doing, that comes under the category of kriyamana. Now, kriyamana, see, karma is again, whatever you think, whatever you speak, whatever emotions you have, whatever actions you take, everything together will come under the karma. Everything is karma. So some people think that it's only the actions that they do. No, karma starts right from here. It starts in your mind.
From the thought.
The most powerful form of karma is from the thought. So if you get into the science of it, thoughts are electric. Your emotions are magnetic, and there is a whole electromagnetic, you know, uh, uh, you know, pattern, electromagnetic field around everyone's body, and that talks a lot about that person's kriyamana karma during that time. So that is the current karma. The karma that you are doing is kriyamana karma. Now there is another karma which is called agami karma, what is in future. So there are four types of karma: the sanchita karma, the prarabdha karma, kriyamana, and agami karma. Now we can talk about karma in detail, connecting it to the energies that are connected to one's subtle body in the manomaya kosha and the vijnanamaya kosha and anandamaya kosha. So maybe another time, because that is a very long topic, and we can touch upon that in greater detail. So anything that is unresolved, the unresolved energies connected to an individual's subtle body, that goes in us, you know in a greater way as karma, and so that needs to be resolved, and that resolution of that karma whatever is not required, those energies that are not required needs to be resolved, that needs to be healed and released. So those are the lesson, the process that takes one individual through, the whole process. That whole process is, actually life. So you live your life, you clear your karmas, you move out the unresolved energies, you you know so it's something like, you are moving from one frequency to another. It's more like, you're in a particular frequency, you rise to the next frequency, higher frequency, and then you keep yourself there, if you get into the physics of it. So all this karma and physics part, we can take it in another time. It is a longer story, and it is very interesting actually, if one understands the science and the shastra behind it. Shastra, then it comes out so beautifully. The whole concept comes out so beautifully, and you can understand it in a different perspective. And once we understand that, then we stop complaining about things that are happening in our life, because nothing happens by chance, nothing happens by coincidence. A lot of people talk about coincidence, luck, coincidence, or chance. All these things are happening because, the person actually has resonated to that particular energy. So karma also talks a lot about that. So karma, in one sentence, is a very cosmic, very powerful cosmic teacher. It's a very, very, very strong system that actually runs the whole universe, I believe. You know so one needs to see karma as that cosmic teacher.
Thank you so much.